Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours. This is another scene for the vampire venue for Darkness in Dublin. This evening, we find ourselves at a location we've been to before. Um, well, only two people have been here before, but now a third is potentially arriving at this place. Let me. Um, this is the home of Miss Charlotte Monroe of Clan Toreador. She has extended a rather interesting invitation that was unexpected to Theodore Williams of Clan Nosferatu. The invitation simply states that she wishes to meet officially, um, kind of one on one, I'd suppose. And she the invitation that he receives is rather nice. The stationery that's used is very crisp, very clean. Um, it's embossed, and the the invitation comes in an envelope addressed directly to Theodore. And I suppose it would just say, in very nice calligraphy, Mr. Williams. Um, and so he'll receive the invitation, and it's an invitation to her home. And it simply says, "Please join me at your earliest convenience." And she will, if he decides to accept the invitation, which I assume that he does, he will arrive here at this wonderful place. It's beautiful.
Hmm.
There's an iron gate surrounding the property. There's lots of there's lots of plants, very many roses or flowers in general. There's trees. The house itself is 3 stories Victorian with a wraparound porch. It looks large, larger than the picture can, uh, I guess, perceive, and so it's bigger on the inside. Um, and so there's a a driveway if he wishes to park. It's a gravel driveway, and we can we, we'll start. What is
Yeah,
Theodore
it's a
driving?
car that arrives, puts him off. He exchanges. Well, he doesn't actually exchange anything with the driver.
Mm-hmm.
The drive like he just says like a couple of words and
Mm-hmm.
closes the door, and the car will drive off. And he will uh, just collect himself and just make sure that his suit is pristine, and then he will walk in, close the
Okay.
gate after him, and we'll go up and ring the doorbell.
Okay. And from the inside, you could potentially hear the um, soft footfalls of a rather or soft footfalls of a woman. Um, there's um, a I don't have a picture for him, but there's a rather tall, rather large, dark-haired gentleman that opens the door. And he just says, "And you are, sir, Mr. Theodore Williams, I presume." Yes.
Quite so.
Ah, my mistress has been expecting you. And he will, he'll open the door, and he takes your coat and your hat if you're wearing one.
Oh, thank you.
When you walk into the house, you will see this. Um, that chair is not there. Instead, there is a table of sorts that's on it. Sets a nice, very nice, wide glass bowl with things that look like perhaps car keys, rings, loose change, anything that she doesn't necessarily care for, or just like wants to get off and go to bed. Um, in and in the other room that you see, that is not there either. It's just the best entryway picture I could find. But yes, there's carpeted staircase leading up. Um, the colors in this house are very rich. Lots of reds, lots of hardwoods. It's very warm, I would say. Um, and so, as I said, he takes your coat, um, takes your hat. He says, "Please wait here a moment," and he will go to a room that is on. When you walk in, it's on the left, but the door is closed, and he will give two knocks onto the door, and the door will open, and he'll go in for a moment, and you'll hear the hushed voices of conversation. Um, and then he'll come back out again, and he'll say, "Please, sir, if you'll follow me," and he will lead you into the room. And before you enter the room, he will say, "Mr. Theodore Williams, ma'am," and he will introduce you. Standing there is Charlotte. She is seems to be flipping pages through a book, but she will close the book and she'll look up. And this is the room that you will walk into. Give me 1 second. I have pictures. Um, do 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 do. There we go. Okay, so the room that you walk into is essentially something I guess you could be considered a library or a study, perhaps. There are three couches. Um, with the side tables. There's it's pretty much how the room looks essentially. You'll notice that in one of the corners there is something I suppose that looks like a maybe a side table or something like that, but it has on it a something that looks like a water bath for warming things up. Maybe you're not sure.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
You out of character, you know what that is. You know what that's for. And there's a set of really nice crystal glasses on a tray. And Charlotte's standing there, and she'll approach you and she'll say, "Ah, Mr. Williams, what a pleasure. I'm so delighted that you could accept my invitation this evening. How are you?"
Very well, thank you. He
Yeah,
takes your hand and kisses it
such a
very
gentleman.
lightly.
Such a gentleman. Could I offer you something to drink? A refreshment of sorts?
Oh, thank you very much.
Uh, do
What's
you
to
have
say?
a do you have a particular preference, perhaps?
Hmm. As to the personage? No, no, not at all.
I see. Would you like something special in it? She's essentially asking, do you want alcohol in your drink?
No, no, thank you. That won't be necessary.
Very well. Please make yourself comfortable. And she will um go over to the fridge. She'll open it. There's blood bags in there. She sets them in the water bath to warm them up, and for expediency's sake, she basically brings you a glass of blood, um, and offers it to you.
Hmm.
She's made one for herself. And if you wish to look and see what she's doing when she opens the fridge, there's two stacks of blood bags, one on the left, one on the right. She pulls one from the left for you and one on the right for her. The one on the right has a red mark on it, probably from like a sharpie or a marker or something like that. Um, Something for her specifically, if you will.
Fair enough.
And she will like I said, she'll bring you the glass um and she'll sit across from you on one of the couches, so you have a couch all to
Hmm.
yourself. Um,
Um, Theodore will just have a look around. His mask will fade, and obviously he's not wearing the hat, but else
mhm.
it is the bandaged face. Just looks
Yeah.
around and just says, "I must say, quite an exquisite place. How long did it take to set this up?"
Well, I've only been here for maybe a month, but it wasn't something that took too terribly long to set up. I think. Um, I had a lot of my possessions brought over from America, and I think that was the most tedious part of it because it was rather expensive. And While I don't want for money, I don't like to. I don't necessarily like paying for expenses like that unnecessarily. But it was worth it. This is home to me, and um, you'll actually notice that on the several bookshelves, it looks if you do you get up and examine the bookshelf at all?
He is gonna glance around. Yeah.
Okay. My boyfriend just messaged me. So on one of the shelves there is um, books for fiction, lots of literature. She seems to enjoy that sort of thing. Um, and on another bookshelf, there's things like art, books on art, history, philosophy, etc. And you'll notice that they're all sectioned off. So like they for the art books, she's got like Baroque, Renaissance, Impressionist. For history, she's got it kind of consolidated by time period. um, and so, like I said, if you get up and examine it, she has lots of books. It's not necessarily a great library, but there are. It's impressive, I'd say. But yes, it didn't take very too terribly long to set up. Thank God.
Impressive, nonetheless.
Oh, I appreciate you saying so.
America.
Yes. I spent quite a long time in New Orleans, of all places. It is. There's no other city like it on earth. I would say, as with several others, but it
Well,
is it is very, very nice. I enjoyed living there quite a lot.
oh, no doubt. I haven't been there myself, so I
Ah,
wouldn't be able to tell.
well, I would suggest it.
Well, I tend to try and stay away from the United States due to the instability, I suppose you could call it.
I can't necessarily blame you there, but it's sometimes when you have distractions, it's worth it. I think.
Hmm. I should take that under advisement. But yes,
So I was very interested the other day when um, Don Giovanni mentioned your popularity and profession when it came to opera.
hmm, quite surprising due to my clan, or surprising due to my.
I not necessarily your clan because I try to um stray away from the stereotypes that others have given us, but I don't deny that those stereotypes are there for reasons. But and it's just I suppose it is not what one would expect as of one such as yourself. Meaning no offense, of course.
Not taken. Well, I like to keep people guessing. Well, surprise people. I don't keep it a secret, but well, they'll be too distracted by the oddity to
Hmm,
consider other things.
of course. Of course. But yes, I spent many years in Paris and in London, um, perfecting the same, very much the same profession as you.
Opera singing.
Yes, surprisingly enough.
Hmm.
Um,
Good to know that there are other people who
yes.
appreciate the
Mhm.
arts.
I, my sire. was a patron of the arts, as it were, but he didn't create art himself. I think that he collected those that perfected particular arts. He was very interested in music, is very interested in music. He's still around.
Hmm. We'll have to meet him once. I do seem to be in a, well, our clans seem to be in a position where we're constantly butting heads. I don't see why.
I think, again, giving no offense, the mm, she just smiles like she's trying to. She doesn't want to insult you because you are a guest in her home. Um, as a Toreador, uh, members of my clan have a tendency to wish to preserve beauty and art and emotion, whereas as I am not a Nosferatu, I cannot speak on the subject personally. But for what I've seen, there actually have been occasions where people have been embraced because of their beauty, because of their pride. What do they call them? Cleopatras, correct?
He doesn't respond to you, just looks at you.
But I think that there's beauty within, not just without.
Hmm. Rare to hear that coming from a Toreador, I must say, but
Oh,
a refreshing take on things.
well.
Mine was not a, well, not necessarily. It was politics that facilitated my embrace more than
Oh,
anything.
as is the case with most of us, or only some of us. But but yes, as I said, I don't believe that stereotypes are something we should lean into necessarily. I, for one, try to avoid leaning into such things if I can avoid it. But they seem to follow me wherever I go.
Hmm.
It's rather
Politics, huh?
refreshing. It's rather refreshing, I must say, to meet someone who is of a like mind as myself when it comes to wanting to avoid the stereotypes of one's clan.
Well, being one giant contradiction to one's clan's stereotype myself, I
Hmm.
think it would be irrational for me to labor too much under them.
I can see how that would be true. Um,
Matt, I ask about something else. I am your guest and I do not want to intrude, but that little scuffle that
hmm,
had some unforeseen consequences the other night in that alley,
yes, that was
there was
un-
dissatisfaction over information not divulged, or what? It seemed rather spur of the
uh,
moment to me.
it was rather spur of the moment, and as I said, I don't wish to lean into stereotypes, but some stereotypes can be unavoided. I'm afraid, as a Toreador, we have a tendency to fly off the handle at the most inopportune moments, and I did that,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I was under the impression that was the Bruja.
Ah, yes. There are times when I do believe that should have been my clan, but alas, I was embraced as I was.
Hmm.
It was simply a matter of politics, I think. Yes, the lack of divulsion of information was what ignited that.
I can understand wishing one to owe you due to whatever you got yourself into with the deal.
Mm.
That being what it is, but forcing a blood bond on someone, that is quite unheard of.
Mm. Mm. Oh well. Mm. For some, I would say it is unheard of. But for others, when we create ghouls, is it not? Is it unheard of then? I would say not.
Only for those without conscience. Only for those without. I once had a contemporary. No, a ghoul. Well, soon to be third drink. I explained to him everything. He was horrified by the divulsion and wanted out, and I granted him his wish. I had certain sensitive information wiped from his mind and sent him away with enough money to start a new life.
Hmm. That was rather
That
generous of
is
you.
what a person of proper morals, of proper status and, well, conscience does.
Mm.
Yes, there is a choice as well in that. I know this is not a choice that is, well, extended to very many ghouls. You're right, but I can only speak for myself.
I understand that. We simply, it was simply a oversight on my part and rather impulsive. Unfortunately, I
Oversight.
can unfortunately seem to be prone to that as of late, but I can only, well, I take responsibility for my actions and my impulses. Stress can cause us to do things that are not wise, I would say.
That's true. But I assume that means that you will be on the front lines in the
Yes.
current war you perhaps have started.
Mm.
Well, war.
Um,
End of the world.
yes. Again, with taking responsibility for my actions, I will be there. I shall be present tomorrow evening. I shall be mm, looking forward to it in a way. I can clean up the mess that I helped made. Perhaps that will ease the stresses of some others.
Hmm,
I'm not
very well.
necessarily looking for redemption, but I do believe in taking responsibility for one's actions, especially when such actions have caused situations like this. But I digress. Would you care for another drink?
Oh, thank you very much.
And she'll get up and go make you another drink, and she'll turn around and she'll say, "If you wish to look at the books, please feel free."
He won't get up, but he will just. He doesn't seem to look too much at the books, more just taking in the entire room.
Mm-hmm. Um, she'll actually, since we haven't been in this room, um, the other room in this house yet, she'll actually say, um, "Would you care to join me? I feel like playing."
Yeah, of course.
And she'll pick up a bell and she'll ring it, and the man that was in here earlier will come in, and she'll um, she waits, and after several moments, he will knock and open the door, and she'll just say, "Come in." Ah, Charles, will you please see that the drawing room is in an acceptable state, please? And he'll nod his head and he'll just say, "Yes, madam." And he'll go and he'll after several minutes he'll come back and um, he'll just say, "It is to your standards, madam." And she'll say, "Wonderful. Please, if you will, carry these glasses. I don't feel like touching anything right now." And she'll just wave her hand, and she that actually seems a little bit like a toreador to you. And she'll lead. She'll look at Theodore and she'll say, "Mr. Williams, if you'd follow me, please."
He just nods, follows.
Mm. And she'll actually lead you into a different room. Ba, 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 ba. Da, da, da. Give me 2 seconds. Here we go. I haven't been in this room of the house yet. Um, so in this room, there it's very much the way that it looks. That table in with like the 4 chairs around it isn't there. There's probably more like a chair to lounge on or something like that. But there are several seats in this room. Plants, flowers, paintings on the wall, the chandelier, the big mirror, etc. And in the corner of the room, there is a rather nice grand piano. And she'll tell Charles to just set her glass there on the um, um, stand of the piano, and she will sit and she'll get comfortable and she will begin to play. Um, dexterity, dexterity, for 11 dice. Give me 2 secs. 11d10, difficulty 6. We always have the difficulty for 6 for playing piano. Oh, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, that's, well, better now than tomorrow, honestly.
Yeah, I'm getting that's the moment when Charlotte looks into the camera like she's on The Office. Um, so she seems to be a little out of touch with playing the piano, but maybe just needs to be tuned properly. Um, and she'll I'm gonna roll again. I'm gonna roll again on that because holy shit, that was fucking terrible. I'm actually gonna up the difficulty. Okay.
That's fair enough.
Uh, uh, that's much better. Jesus. Oh my fuck. And I'm actually before you know it, actually, I'm gonna burn a blood and activate awe. What does awe do? What's the dice pool for awe?
I think, I mean, let's just say that, well, Theodore can probably feel it. You need one success to awe one person, and there's only one person in the room.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think I need to roll for that. Um, so yes, um, she looks very endearing to you, and she will. When she plays, she actually starts to hum a little bit, and she will actually start to sing. Um, and so I'm gonna roll four. That's 8 dice. Tens are gonna double. I'm gonna set the difficulty at 6. Um. Okay, so it's 4 successes. She has a really lovely voice. It's not as many successes as I got last night because last night I got 9 successes. Um, but she'll actually start to sing something maybe obscure that you might have heard. But she does have a soprano voice. Um, it's clear as a bell and very beautiful.
She has enchanting voice.
Yes, she does have enchanting voice.
Fair enough.
Actually, um, no, that wouldn't actually lower the difficulty. I don't think because she doesn't have any sixes. Um, no, wait. Actually, no, it would because
There'd be
difficulty.
two more, I think.
It'd be no, it'd be difficulty six minus two. So she's got
Six.
uh
Yeah, she has two more. She has six.
no. If it's difficulty six minus two, it's
Oh,
four.
there's another four. Right.
So she's got eight successes. There's two fours. So one, two, three. No, yours two. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven successes. Excuse me. I always forget about the enchanting voice and like what the minus the difficulty. So she's got six successes. Seven successes. Yeah, seven successes, not four. So yeah, she has a very impressive voice. Um, and um she'll play for a little while, and she'll offer the piano to you if you wish to partake.
He'll incline his head and just smile, and he will get down. He will begin to.
Now, do you sit next to her, or what? Do you want her to sit next to you and play, or do you want to do it yourself?
Actually, no. He won't sit down. He will just say, hmm, "Do you know the solo piece, the Saba flute, Mozart?" And he will describe a piece of music.
Hmm. She knows it.
Fair enough.
um. So I guess I'll roll 11 dice again to keep up with you.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And I will roll.
What do you want? What do you think the difficulty is? Just six?
Sure. It's yeah. Let's just say six. And I'm rolling at difficulty four, as well.
Yes. If you've got enchanting voice, it's difficult. Four.
That's a horrible
One,
roll.
one, two, three, four, five successes.
Yeah, I only have three.
Um, I have two successes for the piano. So
Yeah,
she's a little off, but she
I
she
have.
can play it.
Wow, why do I always roll so horribly? Wow.
And you it's better like you said, it's better tonight than or today than tomorrow.
Yeah,
Get all the
that's like
bad get all of the bad
one,
rolls out of the way.
two, three, four dice that's not successes when it's difficulty four. Well, anyway, um, yeah, the two of them will and he is a tenor, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he seems quite comfortable. Maybe a little rusty. Who knows? Maybe it's performance anxiety, but
Mm-hmm.
like you can tell that he's fairly seasoned. Like he's done this before. Maybe he hasn't warmed up properly.
Maybe. This is rather informal
Hmm.
voice. So but she'll smile at him actually, and she say, "You have a wonderful voice."
Well, thank you.
Hmm.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Quite gift.
Are you looking forward to your performance, your duet with Miss Noir?
Oh, very much so. I've heard
Mm.
good things about her.
Oh yes, she is absolutely divine. I should like to be there if the Giovanni will allow me to be there.
Hmm.
I'm rather close with my permission and spend quite some time around when she's playing piano or singing. I think that you'll rather enjoy that. It is great. I was very surprised that the Dawn offered that to you, but on one hand, but on the other, not so much. I was there not too long ago at the a gala that
Hmm.
they hosted, and uh, they
I was pleased that your good Primogen accepted my request,
oh
but
yes, she seems to be very amenable to those who are musically inclined. She, as she
Hmm.
is herself,
Well,
there's
that
no
was not the
denying.
request I
It isn't.
was talking about, but yes.
Oh, what request was that? Out of
A minor
character.
boon from your clan.
Oh, I mean, she makes those choices.
Thank you, by the way.
Oh, of course. I never turned down an opportunity to play with someone else.
Hmm.
She's actually gonna. I'm gonna read his aura. It's gonna be aspects. I'm gonna bring a willpower for this, so that's gonna be 3 dice, difficulty 5, one automatic success. Give me 2 secs. Um, difficulty 5. Okay, I've got 2 successes because of the willpower. So, what is the main color of his aura right now?
I'm just gonna check the chart. One moment.
I
Um,
have it up. I have it's like an automatic link on my on Chrome for me.
he seems quite happy.
Yeah. Okay.
Happy is yeah. That's probably the dominant one at this point.
Okay. Cool. Um. All right. Um.
Well,
Interesting.
it is quite the thing to be invited to Toreador's place.
Mm.
It's not something that happens too much to me. But well, I suppose more than most of my clan.
I'm of the opinion that if we can avoid fighting with each other, it is more productive than being at war.
Hmm. Well, that would be beneficial,
Of course.
despite all of the people who seem to, hmm, well, have some fairly strong opinion about you specifically.
I a majority of the time I care not for the opinions of others, except for those that I either seek to impress or care about.
A reasonable enough position, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. But have you spoken with your primogen yet?
I have.
Oh, and how did that go?
Quite well, quite well.
Good, I'm glad to hear that. I've only met Primogen Brightman once, but that was about 2 weeks ago, I think. He was, I think that was the first time I've ever met him. But he seems to be a rather nice fellow, I'd say.
Agreeable enough company, as far as I see.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I should say so. But I don't believe I have met Primogen von Essen on several occasions, and she is.
He kind of stops. Um, just looks at you. Primogen von Essen. Hmm.
Yes, she is the regent of Dublin as well as the Tremere Primogen.
Ah,
Yes, she's a rather unique woman, I'd say.
interesting.
How so?
Oh, I've heard of her. Never met her, but heard of her.
Yeah. Do you mind elaborating on what you've heard about her?
I do mind, yes.
Of course. I respect that. Hmm.
I
Gonna
do
read.
believe we come from, well, I don't know if she's exactly from the same, but kind of the same neck of the woods, so to speak.
Hmm.
It's been quite a while since I've spoken with, well, people not of my own clan from my own country. Or, well,
I'm gonna read his aura again when talking about Katya. Give me a second. I'm gonna burn another willpower. I only know he's a vampire. At that. She just nods a little bit. I can respect that. Mm. Ah, well, unfortunately, um, do believe it is getting rather early. Shall I call you a car, sir?
Oh no, 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 that will not be required. No, I'm. I must say I'm really, really do appreciate your hospitality.
Oh, of course.
And
My,
if I might be so bold, this place is. It brings back warm memories of a, a different time, shall we say.
I see.
I would like to come here and visit once again, if
Oh, of
it is at
course.
all possible, of course.
Of course, I would be honored by your presence. And perhaps we can entice Miss Noir to join us at some point.
Well, that
I'm,
would be.
I'm sure. Actually, that gives me an idea. I shall have to host a party. I
Hmm.
think yes. Yes,
If
I
the world
shall do
doesn't
that.
end, a
If the
celebratory
world. If,
post.
of course.
Hmm.
Of course. I think that would be lovely. What do you think?
Well, I would very much appreciate an invitation, of course.
Of course. I'll have to set something up. And, um, if you don't mind, I do have another appointment this evening.
Oh no, I
But
will be out of your hair, of
of
course.
course, no, it's no problem. You your company was very enjoyable, I must say, and we'll definitely have to do this again sometime.
Yes, we should.
And
Oh, and by the way,
mm-hmm.
um, you had a run-in. You, your specific part, I suppose you. I do not quite sure all the details, but apparently the feeling of pride was something that was part in what you did.
Apparently so.
Hmm. Hmm.
Part of it.
I find this very hard to believe.
Why so?
Huh. You don't strike me as a prideful person at all.
Um, I have my moments, but in that particular
You can
moment,
you can do a P&E on that.
P and E, presence, empathy,
Perception, empathy, yes.
perception, empathy. I have no empathy. Um,
Perception, straight then.
perception. I'm gonna burn another willpower. I'm
This
at
is
3.
expensive.
Huh?
This was expensive.
A little bit. A little bit. What would you say the difficulty is? Is he lying to me?
He's hiding something. It's a standard difficulty.
7 or 6?
6.
3 successes.
When he says I don't find you prideful at all, it kind of strikes you a bit sarcastic.
She,
Just for reference.
oh well. At least she's honest about it.
But he bows very deeply and will just say, "Well, I also have things to attend to, new businesses I have to, well, see to, establish,
Well,
and of course the clan.
of course.
So much to do. Please have a very good evening, and I will see you again soon, I hope.
Of course. Please have a safe trip home.
Thank you."
And she gives him a knowing look like she picked up on that.
Yeah, and then he just, you'll hear a bit of a humming as he takes his jacket and his hat on again and leaves. There's a bit of a humming as he walks off.
I guess we'll end our scene.
Thank you very much, players, for playing and watch for watching. Good night.